If you guys like how I do my chart analysis on YouTube and you want to learn how to do it yourself, click the link below to check out the Vee Trades technical analysis course. What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Apple with the ticker symbol AAPL. If you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Also, take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate it very much. This video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see in the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. Imagine if Apple had the earnings report just like Netflix and we see a 20% drop on Apple. That would be pretty crazy. It's very doubtful because Apple was a much larger company, and you can see that it's holding up pretty well in this correction that all stocks are facing. You can see that Apple pretty much went back all the way up to the all-time highs just a few weeks ago. So it's holding up pretty well in this corrective market that we're currently inside of, and that's why I give or believe that Apple is inside of a range pattern. So this is the range pattern that I believe Apple is currently inside of. So we kind of went from the highs to the lows and lows to the highs. Whenever we see these big large swings and we don't have any clear direction, for example, this is definitely an uptrend. You can see that we're making higher highs, higher lows, EMA is pointing up, and now we're kind of going sideways. So this is a range pattern, and since we are near the highs, there's a possibility to come back to the lows. So previously there was this nice little strong impulse in play. It was a strong uptrend. It wasn't really a nice like a legit uptrend because we just had an impulse. We didn't see any swings. For example, you can see that we had an impulse here, and then we started to make higher highs and higher lows, versus this is just a strong impulse up and we didn't see any swings. We just went up and now we're kind of going back down. So that's not a good sign. We came up short on the top side of this potential range, which is okay. However, we should have found a bounce by the EMA, but we fell right through it and we found resistance twice. So you can see that we pushed through the EMA. Prices came back to test it on the bottom side the first time. This was the second time, so that's not looking good. And also we are back below this resistance level right here. So that's not a good sign either, because in history or in the past, this was a selling point and prices sold off. Bulls pushed right through that level, but we cannot find any support, and now we're back below this level, this 168 level. So that's not a good sign. And it looks like prices are making lower lows and lower highs. So this looks like the start of a potential downtrend. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's a little too early to tell, but prices definitely look like they want to go down to the downside. So you can see that we got rejected here from the EMA and the channel, and this was to confirm the channel right here. So we got a red bar today, which is rejection. So we could see some further selling, maybe something like this, all the way back down to the lows of the range. So that's my bet for Apple. I could be wrong, but I have a short bias for this stock based on the price action. If bulls would have pushed up the market, they would have done it by now. So I don't know why they're not coming in the market, or we don't see any aggressive buyers stepping in. We're kind of seeing some weakness in the market. See that we sold off right here. We made a low, made a lower high, made a lower low. This is a lower high. So not really looking strong. So that's why I'm looking for lower prices. So this would be a measure move right here. And the target that I have for Apple, besides the low of the range, which is right at the 150 level, is right at the 147 level. So I think that's my low term or the longer term bearish target that I have for Apple, right at the 147. We're at 146 level. I believe first, if we don't find any support at the 152 level, that's the measure move target that prices probably want to obtain. So that's if we continue lower from here. We are at the midline of the range, which is kind of where that's kind of where we can find choppiness in the market, where we just see up down, kind of like what the S&P 500 is doing. We're kind of going up and down in a small range. So that's what we could be seeing right now. So we could just go down and then we find some type of support, and then we go up. So we could just see some choppiness, which is indecision. We'll have to wait and see. The earnings report look like they are going to be coming out for Apple on the 28th of this month after hours, after market close. So it's just a week away, and we could start seeing some low volume or low volatility take place for this earnings season. So I'm looking for lower prices for Apple, and let's take a look at the weekly chart to wrap it all up. Here we have the weekly chart for Apple, and it's a very nice uptrend. You can see that we're making higher highs and higher lows in the long term or the bigger pattern, which is still a good sign. So right now, again, like I said before, we're in a corrective phase in the market. I'm looking for lower prices, and I don't think this correction is over. You can see that we had this nice uptrend channel in play. I think this fits the price action the best, the way you draw it right here. So if I just drag this lower, so this looks like the uptrend channel the prices are respecting. See that if I zoom in on the chart, the weekly bar for this week is green. However, the previous 2 weeks are red. So depending on how bearish Thursday and Friday are, this green bar could be completely red, or look something like this bar right here, where we see a lot of stem to it and it can still close green. Maybe something like this bar could be a doji, or even something like that. So depending how further down we go, sellers can bring this bar right back to the open and potentially even make it red. So we'll have to wait and see. On the weekly chart, it's really not looking bearish at all. We're still making higher highs and higher lows, but I doubt that this correction is over. I doubt that Apple is the only stock that's going to start reversing from here and making new all-time highs, when you have a bunch of other larger companies and a bunch of other tech stocks struggling to make higher prices. So it's just unrealistic. However, that's why you always have to focus on the price action and not what you think about fundamentals or any other biases. Just focus on what you see on the chart, and this chart is really not looking that bearish. So what is more likely to happen, instead of us just selling off, is probably to see some sideways action before the earnings report pushes the market up or down. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, I'm more bearish. I'm looking for that 152 target to be reached. If the market is really bearish, we can come back all the way down to the 147 level. So that's my analysis for Apple in the short term. Let's take a look at the long-term measure move target that I have. It's going to be this leg up right here. This is the first leg up. This will be the second leg up. And right now we're in the formation of the second leg, and it's taking a while. We're kind of stalling out. And I think Apple can one day reach the 210 level. So as long as we don't go below the 116 level, this target still holds. It could take a while. I don't know how the market is going to do it, but eventually it still might try to reach this 210 level. So things are looking bearish in the short term. I would say the next month to the next 6 months could be a bearish corrective phase for the market. And if things don't pick up, then we might even see lower prices. However, if things reverse towards the end of quarter 3 or even the beginning of quarter 4, we could start seeing these long-term measure move targets being reached. So that's everything I have for Apple, and I will give you guys an update if anything else changes. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised at what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel, since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.